Hi and welcome back to the War Bunker. Today what we're going to do is we're following on from the Warpath game we did the other day. We're going to do a battle basically with what came out of the box from the
Assault on Blackroot.
So it was a bit of a while ago. Basically what we're going to talk you through today is the basics of Warhammer 40,000 for those of you that are kind of new to it.
Or getting back into it.
Yeah. So what we have here, well, first of all, these are the out-of-the-box armies, and we are going to play them as such. We have a captain here with 10 Space Marines. Now, Space Marines are the elite forces, well armoured. They've got a rocket launcher and they've got a flamer. Actually, they've got 2 flamers. I've badly equipped these guys. Fortunately, I have spares. So that's all sorted. I have a dreadnought here. This is kind of like almost a manga type. There's a dead soldier inside there that powers an ancient piece of armour. It's got a multi-melter, which is basically a killer heat ray, and a power glove. Is it?
Perfect.
Dreadnought weapon, yeah. Dreadnought fists. Which kind of pretty much can punch through most things. And then I have these things, and these are kind of like super armour. It's called Terminator armour. And they are equipped with storm bolters, which are kind of like a machine gun, and a combination of power weapons, which tend to power weapons and power fists, which pretty much cut through any kind of armour like it's butter. However, against me, commanded by Cameron,
Orcs.
we have Orcs. Orcs not well known for having armour.
No, but they're good at assault.
They do like speed. Less elite, so you get a lot more of them.
Yeah, roughly they outnumber the enemy. We have 20 Orc boys with 2 big shooters, which are just machine guns.
There's like super machine guns, yeah.
Super machine guns, and the rest have pistols and a deadly weapon to cut people in half. Yep, that's them.
Do you realise you just sound like Jack Black?
Yeah.
Cut people in half.
We have the knobs here,
Well, yeah.
which are basically a better version of the...
Stronger, tougher.
Yeah. Same loadout.
A lot harder to take down.
Pistols and close combat weapon. We have the War Boss, who is basically the biggest, baddest orc in town.
And he's got a... What's
Power Claw and Shooter.
Power Claw is pretty much very good at kind of ripping holes in tin cans, isn't it?
Yep. And the Shooter is like the equivalent of the Storm Bolters.
Over there, yep.
And then we have 3 Deathcopters, which are
Speedy speedsters.
flying things with rocket launchers.
Yeah. Almost a bit like the thing from You Only Live Once, or Twice even. You Only Live Once. That's a statement. You only live twice. They basically zoom around very fast, quite heavily, not armoured, but heavily armed.
Yeah. Rocket launchers, good for taking out heavily armoured things.
Yeah.
I
mean, that they are basically the main thing to use against that. Probably the only thing in the game that can actually take him down. Oh, and that big boss. Okay then. Now the start of any Warhammer game begins with, amongst other things, creating a list. We've created that already. We've pretty much used what was in the box, and then pretty much, and then the deploying. And deploying is basically saying, okay, well, this side of the table's mine, that side of the table's yours. You can deploy so far. We can't be within about 12 inches. These guys are a bit closer than they should be, but it's
a demo.
It's a demo. It's okay. And then I deployed first, so I get to go first, unless he steals initiative on a 6, which is the usual thing. It's a 1. So what I am going to do let's talk you through these a bit at a time. I think I'm going to... Basically what happens is you go through your entire army, and first of all you say, I'm pointing at those, you have to move everything. So I don't want to move these guys, so they're going to stay put. By not moving them, I've got a guy here who's got a heavy weapon. And some weapons, for instance, if they've got the heavy sign on them, if you move them, they're harder to shoot the weapons.
Yep.
So I'd like to keep these guys stationary so that the weapons are easy to fire. This guy has no such disadvantage, so I'd like to just move him forward, probably there. Move a standard 6-inch template, so I'm using that ruler to help me. Now, because I've slightly badly thought out my deployment, and I want these guys to go that way, these two sets of people could be clashing. So these also can move everything forward. Now, throughout this, each unit has to stay within about 2 inches, which is about that much. This is a great template that you can get here. It's got to stay within 2 inches. That's pretty good there. And over there. So we've gone through the entire movement, moved everything, and now we go into the shooting phase. So shooting, I want to start with by shooting this unit. So I open up the codex and look up something called their ballistic skill, which is 4 here. And I look on a table like this. That's the wrong one. Quickly! Oh, there it is, that table. So with a ballistic skill of 4, I can see that they hit normally on a 3-up. So then I kind of work out how many shots I've got, and it's with different weapons. But these guys are going to shoot at those guys. The next question is, how far away are they? So, I zoomed all the way. So they're within, those guys are pretty much within 12 inches from the front. Although most of them are a bit further away than 12. So if they're within 12 inches, I get, because basically the weapons on these things, not that one, that's a flamer again. Weapons on these have a range of 24 inches, and they are what's called a rapid fire, which means if something's within half that range, they get, instead of 1 shot, they get 2 shots. I'm going to just say that they're just over 12 inches for simplicity. And I've got altogether 8 storm bolters, including the one that my
bolters
captain's got. What does it say?
You said storm bolters.
Oh, sorry. Just bolters, sorry. I'm over. So I've got 8 bolters, which give me 1 shot each. And I also have from this guy a rocket launcher, which I'm going to use to drop a frag shell on them as well. And that's where I use something like a template. So, shall we start with a rocket launcher?
Yep.
So a rocket launcher uses a special dice like this, which, as you can see, is instead of having numbers on, that means it's on target, and that means if it's got an arrow, it means it moves away. So you roll that together with two 6-sided dice, and you basically nominate. So I'm going to choose, just for simplicity, the guy with the pointy point on there. Yeah. And you roll, and as you can see here, it's moved by 6 altogether, and in that direction. Because I have a weapon 6 skill of 4, I can get to take 4 off from that roll, so it moves by 2 instead, and in that direction. So that moves it over there, and it probably catches just 2, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Its strength, which is again is in this book.
6.
When I fire it like that, so I look up missile launcher and frag missile. Oops. Is 4 AP6.
AP6. Yeah.
So again, I look at a table where I compare the weapon strength versus the toughness. This is 4, and your target's toughness is 4. So I wound them on a 4 up. So I roll 2 dice, and if any of these is 4 and up, it causes a wound, but none of them cause a wound at all. Boo.
Boom.
Pretty pathetic.
Yeah.
So I'll get my bolter shots in now. So we said there were 7 in total.
8.
Oh, 8. So we, again, needing a 4 and up here, and of all those, all but 2 have missed. These are also a strength 4, so strength 4 versus toughness 4. I need a 4 and up to wound, but I've got 2 wounds off. It's AP 5, so he removes the 2 closest figures from play. Meanwhile, over here, I have those Terminators, and they're going to fire at these guys. This group of knobs. They each have 2. They use a Storm Bolter, which gets 2 shots. So that will be 10 shots in total. So I will roll 10 dice again. 3s and ups to hit, so that's pretty much everyone's hit. And I need 4s and ups now to wound. So I get 6 wounds in. So that pretty much the way that it works. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it removes 3 units in total. So
3 models.
Pardon, 3 models. Now, because he's lost over a quarter of his unit, he has to do something called make a morale test. Basically, each unit, a bit like you see here, has a leadership figure. Leadership of all knobs, I think, is 7, isn't it?
With the war boss.
Oh, no, with the war boss it'll be 8. So he has to roll 2 dice and get less than 8. He gets 3, which is well under, so they don't get rattled at all by that. And then finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my multi-melter against those guys over there. Again, it's a 3 and up to hit. Hits. Pretty much anything but a 1 to wound. Oh, and it doesn't get a shot in at all. So that's the end of my shooting phase. Now, finally, what happens is I can declare assault. Yeah, and as part of an assault, I can say, I want these guys to try and charge those guys. It's going to be quite tricky to do. As the unit that's being attacked, these guys get to perform something called Overwatch against them, which can be quite fun.
It's them basically just raising their guns and shooting at the people that are coming.
Going, incoming, and trying to repel them. So they've all got shooters, haven't they?
No, 2 pistols and then that's the shooter.
I think you'll find they're shooters.
No, not the pistols.
Are they really?
Yep.
So they each need a 6.
I think.
So they're fine. So then to determine the range, so I have to try and get all the way in there. So again, you roll 2d6, and depending on the terrain that you might be going through, there might be modifiers on this. But I move by 5, and if you look, you can see that 5 inches takes you to there, which isn't quite enough to get close enough to get into close combat. So that failed, and they'll just have to hang back. And that is my turn.
So Orc's turn.
So with my turn over, he now gets to reply, and he goes through everything in miniature himself. So first of all is...
Shooting.
No.
Joking.
JK. Movement.
My knobs are going to go 6 towards the Terminators. My Death Copters are going to go...
They can move up to 12, yeah.
12, which is there. And they're going to go...
Try to get side armor, are they?
Yep.
Okay.
And then these Orc boys are just going to go 6.
To bring them closer to there. I pretty much say, you know, as long as you move the first and then move the rest in formation around them. You see, with a big army like that, with a large squad like that, it takes a bit of time to move it.
Now, since all my units have moved, I go into the shooting phase. So, we will start with these Death Copters. They have a rocket launcher, which is a... Is it 2-shot weapon?
No, it isn't a one-shot weapon.
One-shot weapon?
But it's one-shot weapon, so they each get to fire one each. Now, Orc's ballistic skill is quite poor compared to Space Marines. They are not the elite. They can barely hit the side of a barn. So they only hit on a 5 or a 6 compared to when Space Marines hit on a 3 and up. However, in their favour, they have what's called a twin link weapon, which means Cameron gets to roll a dice, and if he misses, he gets to try again.
It's like them shooting another round.
Yeah. So, first time.
Nothing.
All miss.
All miss.
Second time.
1 hit.
1 hit. Now, he's firing at the side armour of this. And he's got the strength of the weapon is 8, yeah? So if I look inside here, I can see that the side armour of that is 12. So basically, he takes strength 8, he rolls a d6, and what do you get?
4, so I plus 4 to 8, which is 12, which is a glancing.
Which equals, so that's what's called a glancing shot. If he exceeds it, it's a penetrating shot, and things can happen.
If I got a 5, it's considered a critical hit, basically.
So this has got what's called so many hull points, yeah. So these have got hull points, and these certain characters have got what's called hit points, yeah. Hull points is a vehicle equivalent, and they've got 3 of it. So he's taken it down with that glancing shot from 3 down to 2, and typically I can't find there we go, 2. So we tend to put a little dice on the back of them there to show. So in comparison, your Orc War Boss has got 3 hit points, sorry. His knobs, each of his knobs, these are the tough ones, have got 2 hit points, yeah? These have got 2 hit points each. And my captain has got 3 hit points. Most other characters, like your normal sergeant here, have just got the 1 hit point. So pretty much when they're injured, they're removed as casualties. So
now
that was that. Shooting continues.
Now, since I want to charge these, I have to make sure that the weapons that they're carrying are an assault weapon, which means you can shoot and then go into close combat. Luckily, everything here is an assault weapon, so I don't need to worry about it. But
are they assault 2?
Those are assault 3, aren't they?
Okay.
Yeah. The pistols are 12 inches, so...
The first 2 lines are in range about. Oh, no, pretty much.
Yeah, so...
And I've put my captain in front so he can get really splattered.
14 pistols and then 6 big shooters, which are range 36.
Yeah, so
they're definitely going to be in range. And I'll roll these all at the same time, just to save time. The big dice, just for viewer.
big dice in there for a different weapon.
For the shooters, big shooters.
And as per normal, most miss. But it doesn't take. One thing with being such a large army versus a smaller army, you don't need to hit many times to cause much pain.
So that is
3 hits. And they wound on a 4 and up.
That would be 2 wounds.
2 wounds. So they will probably both go on this guy. Now, Space Marines have got quite highly armoured, so for them against such weapons, because they don't have much ability to penetrate, they save that wound on a 3 and up. So I wanted to. So that poor captain at the front has just been reduced by 2 hit points down to basically 1. So he's not feeling particularly great.
These guys are going to shoot into the Terminators again, making sure that they are.
Now, if these guys are armoured, the Terminators are super armoured. They're basically walking Iron Men, basically, aren't they?
Yeah. So I got 1 hit. And then 1 wound.
1 wound. So I'm rolling here, and these guys just need a 2 and up to save, so anything but a 1. Okay, he's fine.
Assault phase. Declaring a charge against the Space Marine squad.
Best bet Overwatch then. You get Overwatch in before charge. Oh, cripes. So I will find my 10 shots of Overwatch. And remember, I'm only hitting on a 6. So 2 hits, causing 1 wound. So 1 guy gets removed and then everyone else gets piled in. Now you'll get to see just how nasty these guys are. Orcs are really poor at hitting, but they're very good at combat. In fact, they equal the elite Space Marines. Only problem is they get more attacks, and then they've got and because they're such a cheap army, there's a damn sight more of them. Yeah. What we do now is you hit between these 2 forces in order of initiative. Now, not surprisingly, the elite forces of the Space Marines have got a lot higher initiatives, so they'll get their attacks in first. So they're all told 11 of them, and my captain I think has got several attacks. So I'll just look up in the book quickly. We don't play as the captain often. He has got 3 attacks, so I've got 13 attacks on you first. As I count out the dice. Now again, looking at the rules, what you do for combat, you can see this. Here is you compare my unit's got weapon skill of 4, his unit's got weapon skill of 4, so I hit on a 4 and up. So I roll these dice and on a 4 and up, I'll hit them. So, removing them, I cause these many hits, and then I re-roll these to see how many of these are turned into wounds. Again, I need a 4 and up, and this isn't looking terribly good, but I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds against you, so you've got to remove five guys.
Yep. 5.
5. which is good for me, but it's... So remember, you've got to do your maths based on those 5 missing ones.
That is...
Yeah. So the problem is, for the ones that remain, is that they get two attacks each. Orcs. Because they carry a pistol and a close combat weapon, that goes up to 3. And then because they charge, they get an extra attack as well. So they get 4 attacks each. So there should be about 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11, so there should be 44 attacks. Which is why as orcs you need to have a lot of dice.
Yeah.
Now again, they tie me against me for weapon skill, so they'll be hitting on a 4 and up. Oh, yeah. So, statistically, about half of those dice should be taken off.
But when it's not statistically,
But that's why it's random. That's why it's random, guys. Because the random means that sometimes you get more than that, sometimes you get less. Now, strength 4 versus toughness 4, so everything's resolved on. So pretty much, I think it's a 4 and up to wound. To wound.
oh, yeah.
How many wounds in total?
11.
11 in total. So I need to make 11 saves now, 3 and up. And I will be counting 11, did you say?
Mm-hmm. It's one for every member of your squad.
Yep, pretty much. So every fail equals one death. Ouch. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll just take them from the back, yeah? Including the rocket launcher. So that's 5 versus 5. So typically what happens is whoever's lost by more has to make a morale roll. So he lost 5, I lost 5. So we're kind of tied, yeah? If I'd have killed 6 of his and he'd have killed... and if I'd have killed 6 of his and he'd have killed 5 of mine, he would have to make a morale roll, but -1 for the points difference that had occurred. So, not doing too badly.
Gonna try to charge the wall boss. Yep, easy. You get to do your Overwatch.
Yep, again I get 10 shots, hitting on 6s. That's that. Let's give him a roll. And is there any 6? There's no 6. You get straight in there.
The big dice are the war boss's attacks.
Wait, I get 1 set of attacks in first because I've got to go with a power sword. So he gets initiative roll. He hits with 1. Needs 4 and up to wound. He wounds. Are you going to put it on the war boss?
I'm just going to put it on the wall.
Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, because it doesn't instant kill, does it?
No.
Then it's your reply.
Yep. The big dice are the war boss's attacks, which will automatically go through the Terminator armor, and
but I get an
he gets an invulnerable save. Yeah. Hitting on 4s.
Yeah. I think you'll find actually the war boss hits on.
Well, it didn't
he's
really
got
matter.
Yeah. War boss has got a slightly bigger weapon skill.
That would be 2 normal saves and then 2 invulnerable saves.
Okay, So Invulnerable Save, because of the armor penetration value of a claw, it's pretty nasty. Yeah. I only get a 5 or a 6 save against those two things, and I get both of them because
you wouldn't be able to roll that in a proper game.
And then on the other ones, it's like I'm fine. So all my men are fine. Yeah. You have to make your morale roll now -1 because I got 1 wound through to you, and make it easy. So we're going to the next round. So that's the end of the first round.
Yep.
Okay, round 2 for me. It's going to be fairly easy because I can't really do much at the minute. What happens is because these guys are tied in close combat, nobody can move. Yeah. So these guys can't move, can't shoot until the next round. This guy's free, so I'm going to basically move him backwards a bit like that to try and take out those rocket copters. These guys again cannot move out of combat, so I'll try and get the shot through to on the copters. It hits. It does damage. I think you can call it what's called a jink. An evade or not. It will instant kill. No, it won't instant kill.
No, it won't.
I'll just take it down by 1. Are you just going to take the hit?
Yeah.
Boo. Then we go into close combat. So again, we've got this group of guys, and the captain. He'll be red. He's got 3 attacks. So I'll give him the blue attacks, and then everyone else 1, 2, 3, 4. Just got. Sorry, I'm muttering a little bit. So we get the attacks in first. We need a 4 and up. So that many get through, and then 4s again. I get 2 attacks through. Now I did this slightly wrong. Yeah, you do get the 6 save. Yeah.
Yeah, what's the likelihood of getting them though?
1 and 6. So yeah, you lose 2 men. Or I say men. They're orcs. Scum of the universe.
Then get to hit back.
No! 4s and 4s. Four in total. How many did I killed all of 1, didn't I?
2.
2. Oh, that's not good. 1, 2 dead. So was that a tie again?
Mm-hmm.
Tie again? What's the likelihood of that? Only problem is I'm losing my ability to stand against you fast, and you've got ability there. So then we do the attacks over here. I've got those 2 attacks from my Terminator. And 1 goes through. Did I forget to do my following hits? I'm going to say, because that's not enough to wound, because it's a power source. I should have turned them into tissue paper. But oops. Big oops. How many hits?
5.
Okay, yeah, go.
6. Wait. Yeah, 5.
Now remember Power Claw, it only needs anything but a 1.
1, 2 normal and 1 invulnerable.
Okay, invulnerable. Give me 5 or 6. He's not pleased about that. And then the other 2. Hey!
The only time you properly roll 2s and 5s.
And then remembering my bit now, I get
Why did you get 4?
Yeah. Remember, because I've got 4 Terminators. They get 2 attacks each. Pardon?
1 attack. Power Fist doesn't count as a close combat weapon.
No, it's as standard. They get a Terminator. Stop looking. Troops, elites, Terminator. Attack 2. That's why they're so badass. And why they cost so many points. Oh look. They've missed with lots. 2 get through. But seeing as each one is like a killing. Anything but a 1. So 2 go straight through. So they will all instant kill. Them 2 knobs. Wouldn't they can't instant kill the.
No.
Because he's toughness 5, isn't he? So basically, the instant kill is basically if the strength of your weapon is twice the toughness of who you hit. It doesn't matter how many wounds they have; they're just kind of instantly taken out.
Unless you have Internal Warrior.
Eternal Warrior. Yeah. So that's the end of my turn. So it's your turn.
And his leadership is fine.
And his leadership is great. Your turn. Well, you can't move those. You can't move your war boss.
And they're staying still. They're going to shoot their rockets at the Dreadnought. Two hits. What's your front armor? 13?
12.
12. 1 critical hit, or penetrate.
6, which goes straight through. So he rolls again. And that gives 4, which you then look on what's called the vehicle damage table, which is here. And on that, a 4 is crew stunned, cannot move, and can only fire snapshots, which means I only hit on a 6 or not.
And it's taken a hold point.
It's taken another hold point, so it's down to just a measly 1. Right, so close combat over here. I've still got less attacks. So, ooh, but they all hit. And damn. 3 wounds, so you get a 6. Save on a 6. 2 die. So you lost 2. Take 2 off.
Four wounds.
So 3 and up save. Ooh, sugar. I've never seen Marine safes fail so many times. So is that a tie again? I tell you what, these guys are losing their ability to fight. Over here, my captain has got his power sword. He hits with 1. And he does absolutely nothing with the other. They all hit.
2 invulnerable saves.
Oh yeah, 2 invulnerable saves. Snake eyes! That would have done it against any Terminators. So unfortunately I lose 2 Terminators. Shucks. But I still get 6 attacks back.
That's 8.
I think I'm doing the wrong one. So they hit on I only get 2 hits and I get 2 wounds. So he's down to 1 point. Ouch. Was that a tie as well? Yeah, it was. Mm-hmm. That was a tie as well.
Yep.
End of turn 3. 2. It's turn 2. So turn 3 coming. Well, we might as well do it. These guys are still locked. This is getting a bit dull now. Oh no, this might not be dull for too longer. This guy can't move and he can't fire. So that was that quite quickly. Close combat, I get yay many attacks. I don't get any wounds, and then you reply with
3 wounds.
Oh goodness. So that's these two guys. That's my HQ taken away.
Consolidation.
And he gets to consolidate by D6, which is like 1 inch. Move it 1 inch. Move it bar.
His attacks.
2 hits. Anything but a 1.
2 wounds.
2 wounds, so 2 invulnerable saves. Nope. So I take 2 off. I've got 1 left, and you've got one wound. And I miss with both of them. I've lost by
2.
By 2, so I've got to make morale -2. And that's not a sergeant, is it? Oh, no. But it is a Terminator, so it's delayed. So I get 8, so I've lost. So I had, if I fall back and you catch me, yeah, it's still a. So I get a 6. You know, I'm going to be that as an initiative roll. So I basically fall back by. Is it 2d6? Yeah. So I fall back by 9. It's got to be. So it's pretty much that. Good going though. If you know Space Marines, you know that is really hard to pull off. And against Terminators, that just shows how badass one of those is when it gets up close. What are you doing next? Oh, it's your turn. So this was my turn, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Your turn. What are you doing next? I know what I'd do. Well, he's not really still there.
He's gonna join the squad. Yeah.
Let's all gang up against the. You realise you're most probably going to blow it out the sky now.
Oh, those are going to shoot at the Terminator.
Oh, right. You do know that the AP won't do anything.
Yeah, no.
We roll.
Oh, yay.
1 hit.
1 wound.
1 wound. Anything but a 1 save.
No.
6.
They're going to charge the Dreadnought. Yep.
Does it get Overwatch?
Yes, it's a walker.
Yeah, it does. So on a 6.
No.
Nothing. Yeah, it would have completely melted something.
They've
got bombs, haven't they?
No. He's the only one that can harm it.
I think these things have got bombs. I think you'll find. They've got crack grenades.
Do they? Well, for as long as his attacks are going to be.
How many got hit?
2.
2. And they're often done
anything.
So take each of those. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them in total.
I'm pretty sure they don't have crack grenades.
They do.
I think they have frag grenades.
No.
Frag can't do anything. Frag grenades are when you assault through cover.
Oh, well, we say they will because this will make it a little bit more interesting. There's anyone hit?
No.
Oh, one. I saw one.
A 4. It's on their BS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they're all misses.
Bollocks.
Oh well.
And I get my reply shot. Hits.
No, you
One. Pretty much killed. One's vaporised.
You're shaken, aren't you?
Yeah, but I can still fight back. Melee.
Oh, okay.
So one of them vaporised. Goodbye.
Oh, I just took one off.
Oh shit.
That's it, pretty much.
That's pretty much it. I mean, and the game can keep going on a little bit. Good game though.
Yeah. I wasn't actually expecting to win it, to be honest.
Yeah. But that gives you a quick overview of some of the real basic roles. The move. My go, I move everything I've got. I shoot everything I've got. I then try and assault if I really want to. There's a lot of additional roles like psychic powers.
Yes, the psychic phase.
And obviously we've not used much cover and moving through terrain, which is kind of an important thing. And we haven't even used... We've used walkers here, which act like big infantry, but we haven't used vehicles either. But that gives you a basics of the role.
Well, he technically is a vehicle.
Yeah, but it doesn't move like...
Oh, no, yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Like a wheeled vehicle does.
Yeah.
So...
In track.
Still a fan favourite?
You don't mean wheeled vehicle.
Because we did war path.
Why did you say wheeled vehicle? There are no wheeled vehicles in 40k.
Aren't there?
No. Oh no, there's a truck. Oh no,
Yeah, the orcs.
Yeah, the old truck. Yeah, that's it though.
Yeah, it took me a while. So we played Warpath last time, and I've just noticed Warhammer, Warpath, War Machine. They all begin with war.
There's a bolt action.
Bolt action, that's the one. Flames of.
War. There's still a W in there though.
So I didn't manage to win you over with Warpath. You found it kind of, some aspects were interesting, but you kind of.
Bolt action's better.
But action does look quite good. We're having the discussion at the minute about whether we can start another army.
Entire hobby. Oh, game system.
Yeah. Although it does seem quite cheap.
In comparison. To 40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not dirt cheap. How do you feel playing it again? I haven't played it. Have you played as orcs at all?
No.
What's your thoughts?
They're actually really fun. I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah. As long as you don't take it and you can take quite big casualties and yeah. And the war boss with the claw can really rip some damage. Yeah. He's got the extra toughness as well that he can really kind of take a pounding.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so that's us signing off.
Until the next video.
Yep. Do follow some of our exploits, our campaigns, our tips,
our tricks,
tricks, thoughts, tactica, you name it. It's all here.
Vlogging. I mean vlogging.
And stay tuned. Catch you later.
Hit subscribe.
Bye.
Bye.